Welcome back. All right, so Carnival Group Cruise Training. In order for you to really absorb the information, I'm going to break this up into 3 to 4 parts, and we'll take it easy, right? I made it a Zoom call so you can feel free to ask questions as we go along. If you've never sold a cruise before, never even cruised before, it's good. I'll start from like the beginning. If you've sold Carnival before or sold a cruise before, wait, if you've cruised before, cool. If you've sold a Carnival cruise before, it's likely been a while. This would be a good refresher. You'll probably get more out of the parts 2 and 3, right? But nevertheless, I will record and post the recordings, and we'll do. I've cruised a lot. Malia said never sold a cruise. Great. So I'll do a quick introduction to what a cruise is, and then we'll go in. Maybe I have pictures. I should have pulled them up before we started. So I'm recording. Welcome back. Just go on mute until you're ready to ask a question. Cruises are these big, gigantic. They're not little boats. Gigantic resorts on the water. Really, that's town. They're cities on the water. Depending on how large the ship is, you could be embarking on something that is the size of, I don't even know how to quantify it. A small town with thousands of rooms. They call them cabins, ranging from small 1-bed cabin with a bathroom and little window or whatever, to like big suites that wrap around a whole balcony with pelotons and kitchens and stuff. Like they range, and they certainly range in prices. And then when you step out of it, people don't go on cruises to sit in your room or suite. You're paying too much if that's what you're doing, right? When they step out of it, there are multiple floors, right? Some cruise ships have floor themes, but on a ship, you'll find a typical ship. You'll find casinos, you'll find gyms, workout rooms, you'll find many pools. Some cruise ships have the pool on the very top deck is like optional clothing, adult only. Okay. There are restaurants galore, eateries, everything from all you can eat buffets that go all day or until midnight, to my kids' favorite, the ice cream machine that's just on all the time. Bars. There are specialty dining. They'll have like any number of like specialty chefs that you may follow on TV. They'll either have their own branded restaurant, or they'll actually physically be there cooking. That's rare. That's like for high-end stuff, because they can't be in every ship. They have theaters with live. They have comedy shows, which I love, and like real comedians who hilarious comedians. My mom, that's all she does. She'll go on a cruise, and then she and her girlfriends will go to the comedy shows, the 7 o'clock show, the 9 o'clock show, and just whatever. They have theaters for like off-Broadway, live performances, everything from plays to actual musicals. It is truly the all-inclusive fun experience. So if you go on a cruise from, let's say, for like 6 days, all 6 days, and then, they also have kid clubs. They have babysitting clubs for kids from the ages of 2 to like whatever 4, and then they'll have like the big kids or kids clubs, and then they'll have the teen clubs that's separate from that, so the teens don't have to hang with the kids and don't have to be worried about. So parents can really go do adult stuff, and the kids are fine. They have water slides that are kid only. They have water slides that are adult. So anything you can think of that will be fun for you on a vacation, cruise ships have really made it a point to design, because it's a moneymaker for them. And then while all that's happening, that ship is sailing slowly-ish from the destination, from the port. So where the ship sails from and docks, called a port of call, from that port to somewhere else. So sometimes they'll have an itinerary, right? So when you go pick the cruise, you'll see it's sailing from Baltimore, Maryland. And for 6 days, on the 7th day, the morning at 7 or 10 a.m., it lands back in Baltimore. And that time, it'll go through the channel, it might dock in Florida Keys, for 7 hours, and then it'll go to St. Martin for 7 hours. It's a day, but it's really, 7 to 8 hours because they got to get out of there before the sun sets. I'll share. And then they go to Puerto Rico, then they come back to Baltimore. So they have the itineraries or the ports of call where they stop will be what's of interest. So when they get out of there, what's good is that if you don't have a passport coming out of Baltimore, but that ship is going to the Bahamas or going to St. Martin, you don't need a passport to get off the ship and go to the Bahamas, because you're not staying, you're just visiting for a day, right? So it's a great way to visit other countries if you don't have a passport. There are some caveats to that and a couple reasons why you should not do this, but it's an option, right? If you get stuck, let's say the ship was like, you need to be back on the ship by 4 o'clock, 4:01, we're sailing off, and you're like, oh, I was busy shopping, it's 4:30, I missed my ship. You have to fly home. Well, you don't have a passport. Then you got to go to the embassy and all this shit. So it's a, make it back. You don't have to get off the ship when they get to the port of call. Sometimes, like when I was pregnant, which you shouldn't do sailing, but I lied. I was like, I don't feel like getting off. You go to whatever country this is. I'm gonna be right here at the pool. So I didn't get off. You don't have to get up. You don't have to do anything. Food's always included. Drinks are not always included, but there are packages that have open bar. We'll talk about that. Norwegian is good for including packages with drinks. Wi-Fi is usually an option one can buy. There are a couple things you can buy to make your life good, but you don't go on a ship to go sit on the internet. So you probably shouldn't pay that much for Wi-Fi. All right, so with that said, that's the introduction. I love cruising. COVID definitely put a damper on things because it really meant to be, the beauty of cruising is that there's people here together, like it's open bar and princess. Let's not talk about princess. There are people, it's a social environment, like wherever you go, the dinner and so COVID made it difficult to pull off effectively. So for the last 2 years it's been hard. And then when they came back, the agreement was that if they would have like all vaccinated ships, it'd make it less likely that people get infected. So things are starting to get better and cruising is coming back in full force. And so there are situations that no longer require, that's going to be part 2 or 3. Okay, let's talk about cruising. So why I love cruising, why I love selling cruises. This is not about me, it's about the money. It's because of all the allowances, right? So I can put together, and I'll show you why, a group cruise, right? So long as I meet the minimum, maybe for my group cruise, maybe you must have 8 rooms, 8 cabins filled by the date and so forth. If I meet my minimum, that will, and I spend the same amount of time I would basically creating a land vacation, right? I can make 4 or 5 times more my commission, depending on what ship I pick and how long, right? So it allows me to maximize my time and be super effective and provide a different option that people don't either know about or otherwise have, right? A lot of people don't have passports and just don't have passports, and that's a way. So when I lead with, want to go to Bahamas without a passport? Read more, that kind of thing, and I'll post it and people would just whatever join and show interest. You can do payment plans. You can use Uplift with cruises. There's even a Carnival Uplift login that it's no longer important because now the regular Uplift does 24 months. Back in the day, for those of us who are older agents, regular Uplift maxed out at 12 months. Carnival Uplift went up to 24 months. It was great. I'm like, oh shoot, we can do the cruise, so now it doesn't matter, right? But nevertheless, you can do Uplift with Carnival with cruises, but Carnival has its own login with Uplift that allows you to give them a 24-month payment plan. So there's so many perks. I can't think of a downside. I really can't. And we could talk about like cruise, ship sickness, seasickness, and all that stuff in the later the part 2s and part 3s. You can take Dramamine, you can do the bands, the wristbands, which if you've been pregnant and had morning sickness, you know exactly what that is. Easy peasy. Okay, before I now share my screen, any like general questions you have for me? I'm reading the chat. No? All right. I'm going to shift into screen sharing. I'm going to create a group on Carnival. that one. Ha. All right. I hope you can see my screen. Carnival's agent platform is GoCCL. Okay. So you'll need to be let in to the master account that TPI holds by going into TPI Central, the back office, pulling up a supplier, Carnival, go into the agent portal, request access to GoCCL. It takes about, I don't know, it takes about a day. Okay. Once they let you in, you're golden. You have to keep signing in every couple months or you'll get deleted and have to recreate it. Okay. So every now and then I'll be like, GoCCL, sign in, sign out. Okay. GoCCL has an extensive training that takes a while to get through. And I suggest you take the training in conjunction. You can begin to post stuff without having finished the training. You'll want to finish the training. So caveat is, if you've cruised before and you've cruised a lot or relatively often, you can sell this stuff without finishing the training, but plan to finish the training. If you are new to cruising, I would not recommend you post anything until you do their training. There's just a plethora of beautiful things to learn, not just about cruising and what's on a cruise, but also Carnival's actual line and their fleet and like all the things that they do really, really well that will make you an expert. You want to, so commit to, remember, for those of you who joined me in the last session, I sell and train and sell and train and sell. You can't be successful without doing both. You cannot be successful training alone, watching a bunch of videos, but Carnival's training is actually really interactive with quizzes and stuff like that. You're gonna wanna know. You're gonna wanna, and then you'll get to love certain ships and only sell that one. For the longest time, I was only selling one ship. So I knew that ship like the back of my hands, right? All right, so let's go in here. Assuming that you know you got access and you know this site, what I'm going to do is recommend, so everything you need here is here, right? All the stuff, right? What you're gonna do is go to booking. You can manage your stuff here, obviously. You'll learn this in training, but go to group bookings, okay? How to create a group booking. Oh, hold on. It's easy for me to show you what a group booking looks like. What? I want that. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the sales end for us, like for you and I, and then I'll go to show you what it looks like as. Oops, actually. Okay, here's one. The first group cruise I ever created. There were 310 comments. I think my commission, we had to split the commission. Like I went in with an old admin, Beatrice, at the time, because she was selling it and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you be my partner? And our commission was like $9 grand and we split it. It was beautiful. There was so many people on that cruise. Beautiful. I'm like, oh, I want to do this. So this is my first, the first cruise I created. And this is coming out of Baltimore. It was a 7-day cruise. It was only 30, you know, we set the deposit, only $38. Deposit, it was great. It was super popular. People traveled and they left, you know, we sold a bunch of balconies. I mean, a bunch of cabins. So this is what it looks like, you know, this is kind of what a post looks like. And what it is in the back end. So each person, we tell you how much each cabin costs. Like, for example, interior, ocean view, balcony, right? Those are the 3 we held, an extended suite. And then we had, I think we initially started with 8 and we increased our allotments because a lot more people cruise, right? But we met our minimum of 8 and that's it. So all the things that we promised people stuck. Like if I gave them, you'll see, you know, onboard credit, it all stuck, right? So they see the price per person, but in the back end, you're selling thousands of dollars worth. Okay, so let's go back to Carnival. All right, so I clicked on group cruising. You may not know what you want to sell. So what I do is I start with like a general search. We're in March, so let me go do a summer let's do a summer cruise. Do we have time? March, April, May? No. Let me go out a little further. April, May, June, July, August, September. All right, I'm gonna do a September. I need more time so I can show you the different payment plans, okay? Let's go out a little bit. All right, I'll do an October cruise. So let's say I don't know what I want. I'm gonna pick all of October. Let's see what's available. Actually, let's go as far as November. But let me stay away from Thanksgiving because that becomes a little difficult. Maximum wage is 90 days. All right, so I did a 60-day search. What kind of group? I'm gonna pick, so there are a couple of different groups here. When you do your training, you'll find out the differences, right? Open promotion is just a promotion basically that Carnival has out there that you can promote. Holiday sailings are exactly that. Very specific, the Thanksgivings, the Christmases, and they're more expensive, but they're popular because that's when people want to travel. Affinity group is something that Carnival created to answer the complaints and calls of travel agents who want more perks if you book with an agent, okay? Malia can go on Carnival and book this cruise and it will cost her whatever, but you book an affinity group with an agent, you don't know that it's called affinity, but if she posts a cruise, you're like, yo, her cruise is like more attractive and cheaper and it has more perks. That's because I created an affinity group. And it's just, their definition is like a group cruise with perks sold by an agent that comes with like special pricing, special perks, special this, people who have something in common, cruising together. In this case, you're an EV2 customer, it doesn't matter, right? So that group just benefits from whatever is in there. And if it becomes like a top selling cruise, they even add on more stuff and discount more. Don't ask any more questions about affinity, just pick it. Either that, I pick that, or I actually do all three, all right? When you pick affinity group, it's a group that already exists, like a ship that Carnival has already assigned some affinity group space. So there will be fewer ships. If I pick open for promotion, there'll be more ships. If I pick holiday sail, so that's what it is. Ship, you have no idea what ship you want, right? I don't care. I don't care what the ship is. Just give me something good. Destination. So you have to pick either ship or destination. Okay. So I like to start with destination, but if you know a ship, like I consistently book Pride because it's out of Baltimore and I'm in Philly and I'm like, most of my people are up here. They prefer not to fly anywhere. So good. I do Pride. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't even know if Pride still lives in Baltimore. It's been that long. So I'm just going to pick.
She's not there, Chi.
She's not there, of course. That's why I had to qualify that. She's gone. And the ship is a girl, by the way. Thanks, Shamoon. So what I'm going to do is pick a destination and work backwards. So I don't want to go to Europe. I want to go to the Caribbean, right? Let's pick Caribbean or Bahamas, so whatever. So if you pick a destination, it'll limit you to the ships that go there, okay? And then even better, if you narrow it down by duration, even better, right? So maybe I won't narrow it down by duration. I'm just going to pick a port. Oh, look, Baltimore showed up. Okay. Norfolk, Virginia showed up. Alabama, Miami, pick a port. New Orleans, can't go wrong with NOLA. But I'm going to do Baltimore. If I pick Baltimore, it's automatically going to default to 6 to 9 days because you can't get to the Caribbean from Baltimore, Maryland in 2 to 5 days. Right. So it's going to do its thing. Okay. Leave this alone. Fun points or amenities, leave it alone. You want to see all the sailing, so you can pick what you want, okay? There's a minimum of 8 stateroom requests for a group booking. So you have to request at least 8 rooms. I'll show you what that means. I'm gonna click search. Here we go. All right, so super exciting. So the Legend is what lives in Baltimore now. Oh, I don't really love the Legend. It's a little smaller, right, Shamoon?
It is smaller, but remember they have to clear that bridge in Baltimore, so they can't bring in a big ship here. Same thing for Royal Caribbean, who lives here too.
So Shamoon lives in the DMV, so she knows everything there is to know about the area. Thank you for that, my love. Okay, so Carnival Legend is the ship that goes out of Baltimore. There are a couple different options here. Sail date is the day they leave Baltimore, okay? Duration, the number of days, it's gonna be long, it's gonna be lengthy. This is where we are. So here's what you need to pay, the things that matter, okay? Have there been groups booked on this ship, an affinity group booked on this ship to date? Yes. Go to booking. No, not yet. You'll be the first one to create one. No, not yet. Yes, go to booking. I show you something. An average price per person. Ignore this. We'll set this. Okay. If I click go to booking, I want to show you something that you need to be mindful of and avoid. I can go to this booking and see that a travel agent named somebody, okay, has a group called Cindy's Group, going to the Caribbean, and they have a bunch of stuff here. So if this person were Shamoon or a team member, I could be like, great, I don't need to meet the 8 cabin minimum. I just need to book something cheap, book my clients into a cheap existing group. Hey, Shamoon, I'm booking the Smiths into your group. Is it okay if I steal a cabin? Oh yeah, I'm not able to fill it. The group who was going, I was only able to get 4. I really need to meet my minimum. So go ahead and sell 1 so I can meet my minimum, right? Okay, Shamoon, great. Understand that the commission is going to go to you, so you'll give me my cut when it pays out. Yes, that's good. Okay. If you don't, and so sometimes this group is private. They should actually put private here. Here it should be Cindy Group private. So it warns you, please don't touch this. I need this for a wedding group. We're not done filling it. Please don't book anybody into it because you're taking my allotment. And when I go request a new allotment, it'll be at today's price. Don't book into and if you dare book into it and I get the commission, I'm not giving you shit. Okay. So don't book into a person's group unless you've talked to them, Cindy or whomever, and gotten their permission. Okay. If you don't know, create your own. So that's a caveat here. Oftentimes in this group in EV2, we share because like, I need help, like I posted an EV2, I need 8 filled, I only have 6 filled, I got a deadline of 3, and I'll post in the mentoring group, can someone please book into my group? Oh yeah, I had 2 people asking me, I got you, great. I'll give you your, and when you book it, you'll see the commission. Hey, you'll owe me $420, great. It'll pay out 30 days after the ship, we'll work it out, okay? All right, so let's go back. Don't book into a group if you don't have permission. Mother cover. Totally reset on me, really? Here we go. All right, so what you're gonna do, so let's pick the one we want. We want one sailing, no? Forgive me, I went too far back. Please, I will quickly recreate October 1st to November 20th, affinity. Caribbean. I already know what it's coming out to be. Search. Here we go. So I'm gonna, you can either select one that already has a group booking, doesn't put you into their own group, okay? So you can select whatever you want. My internet connection is unstable. Can y'all let me know if I've frozen, if you can hear me? Can you guys hear me?
It keeps freezing.
Okay. Am I back? That's
Yes.
I am back. Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna pick one. Let's pick, you can pick any of these, by the way. Let's pick November 20th for go to the Bahamas for 7 days. So we're gonna run into Thanksgiving, even better. Select. So here's how to create the group. So you select it, and now Carnival is gonna ask you to go ahead and pick what you want. Name your group. You should name it. We're gonna name it. Oh, wait, can I name it yet? Yeah. I always like, because I have multiple groups going at a time, I like to be able to understand what I'm looking at when I pull it up. So I always add EV in there. Do what you want to do. Okay. EV, be more turkey. If you don't want people to book into this, click private and add a secondary phone number, like alternate agency number. Okay. Actually, you're supposed to add an alternate agency number regardless, right? Shamoon.
Yeah, they want it. And I guess they said that's how their BDM can track and help us.
Yeah. So Our alternate agency number is extra vacations number 215-821-8466. Add this. So the agency number is always going to be TPI. Oh, shoot. I didn't get to finish and it's like totally doing this. Why is this invalid? I feel like I know why it's invalid. Why is it invalid? 215-821-8466. I feel like there was a problem that wasn't fixed. Leave it alone for now. I'm gonna write it down. Carnival alternate agency number and get to the bottom of this. I feel like this came up before and I followed up and I didn't finish following up. All right, so I named my group name. Fun points and flex points are points that you can use to exchange for like perks, right? I can like onboard credit and stuff like that. It does affect the pricing of your cruise. So let me see if I can add more fun points. Let's see if I could take it up to 5. You think I should do this, Shamoon? Is it too expensive? So we go from 109. The group many points you modify reflect the group rates. 849. Hold on a second. Let's see. So it brought my. I'm just looking at the price here. The balcony from 849 a person to 835. It took it up a good $15. Let me do 4 because I know at 4 amenities points I can give 2 different things. How much is a $100 onboard credit? $842 a person. I'll take it. You don't need to modify flex points until you learn about them. I just happen to know and I know what I'm trying to get. All right. So I've named this. Let me bring my chat box up. So now it's asking me to go pick my screen to be able to kind of let y'all see what I'm working on. There are many different room types. Interiors are basically inside. They have no windows leading out, okay? Ocean views are exactly that. And then they go in order of like, almost like the floor and, better views, like unobstructed views. The higher up you go, the more free view it is, right? I pick a little bit of like moderate stuff, right? So my interior, I'm not gonna pick like the lowest interior, but I'm not gonna pick the highest either. So I'll pick like, let's say 2 551 interior rooms. So I gotta do 8, right? People love ocean view, right? So I'm definitely gonna take all 4 that are available. So I'm picking my allotment. So that's 6. I have 2 more. And balcony, why not, right? If you got it, it's Thanksgiving, you wanna see out, you wanna step out, awesome. So that's 6. I'm gonna do, shall we do 2 balconies? So 2, I can always add on, but the day when you go to add on, it may be at that day's price, right? So you wanna, it's better for you to add as many as you think you'll sell, and you can always go drop your allotment, right? Before the due date, without being stuck with it, so long as you meet the 8. So I'm gonna do 4 balconies and I'm gonna ramp it up a little bit. So long as I'll go drop it to 8 if I can't make this minimum. Does that make sense? So 4 ocean views, 4 interiors, and 4 balconies. Y'all following so far? These are the prices, all this stuff. I'm gonna just save it so I can go through the prices with you, okay? Once I picked it, I agree to the terms and conditions. So the maximum request for this ship is 22. I only picked 12, 12, okay? Everybody good so far?
Yes.
I can't see because this, oh, okay, I can move this. Great. Awesome. So, fares, blah, blah, blah. Save and continue. Continue, yes, agree to the terms and conditions. Confirm booking. Y'all good? So I have to keep moving my chat box to be able to like function here. Forgive me. All right, everybody can see my screen. Confirm booking. Confirmed. Done. Okay, so this is what I have created, a group cruise with Carnival. Okay, what I do immediately is take a screen or save, whatever, download, whatever. You need to know, you need to be able to get back to this. I take a screenshot of my, what I just created, because when I come back to Carnival, and I save this somewhere, but I'm gonna leave it for now. when I come back to Carnival to come look for this, I need to be able to pull up a couple things. I need to know the group booking number, or like, you know, if you're selling a bunch of these, you're gonna need to pull up yours ASAP, right? So save it. You can also go download the contract, print confirmation, and save as a PDF. But let me walk you through what this is saying, okay? It's saying to you right now, you have 12 rooms that you have committed to selling. If you don't sell it, then so what's the commitment? You have 12 rooms that you're committed to selling. If you sell at least 8, everything, the pricing that you've frozen today sticks because it goes up by the day. The perks that you're about to assign stick. Your commission will get paid out as is. If you only sell 1 or less than 8, those perks that are assigned to this affinity groups will drop off. So for example, if you've given them all like, a bottle of champagne in a room or $100 onboard credit, they're not going to get it because you didn't meet the minimum. Okay, that's why it's great that we have a team, because there's 100 agents who can just book into we can all just book into this. I'll share this with y'all so y'all can book into it, post it, right? Here's how to read this. My favorite part. Okay, how to read it. It's always going to price it at double rates. Okay, this is for double. This balcony, my internet is unstable again. Tell me y'all can hear me before I continue. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're back, yeah. Yes.
Okay. I did stop, so nothing has been said. You're always going to see the price here for double occupancy. So how to read this is, at a double occupancy in the balcony, it's going to be about $816 a person. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Okay, here it is. Here's how to read this. At how to book this is, you only need $25 a person to book it. So like, this is a great promotion, right? So Shamun can say, book my cruise, my Thanksgiving cruise, spend time with your family, go into the Bahamas and blah, 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 blah. And it's $25 a person to book. And you just need to collect $25 a person times 12, because you have a 12 allotment. You need to collect $600 into the bucket of this cruise for it to stick. Otherwise it'll auto cancel. You need to collect $250 a person on or by June 23rd as the second payment, and full payment is due August 22nd. Ask me questions before I move on. That makes sense? Good. I got that by just clicking on guidelines, okay? The cancellation is, you need if they remind me how to read this again, Shamun. If they cancel by September 27th, you get penalized $50, 50% a person. Cancel by October, penalized 75% a person. Yes. Cancel by November 2nd, penalized, like you lose everything. That's it. Insurance can be added to this, but we'll talk about that later. Okay. Complimentary policy. I haven't done anything with that. Okay, so let's go back. Where are we going? If you click on anything that's hyperlinked here, it'll tell you where you're going. So the ship is Carnival Legend. Where are you going? Click on destination. It tells you where it's going. It's leaving Baltimore on Sunday. Fun day at sea means it's sailing through the ocean. On Tuesday there'll be choppy waters going over Florida. So just hang tight. Take your Dramamine, right? And then Wednesday it lands at 8 a.m. at Nassau, Bahamas. It's all Bahamas, by the way. It needs to leave by 5 p.m. Certain islands have a protocol that the ship, you can come here, get the hell out by sunset, because the ships are so big, they block sunset from residents and tourists and people who live by the water, who pay good money for an oceanfront property. And then like, you can't see shit, get out. Like St. Martin, a ship who lasts 1 minute beyond their departure time gets fined thousands of dollars. It's a beautiful thing because I can't see. So they have to, so you got to be on that ship by whatever time they tell you where they leave. They have to go, okay? They'll leave you in a heartbeat. So you go out, you shop, you do your thing, you come back, you chill. Princess Cays the next day, Freeport, Bahamas the next day, fun day at sea, back at Baltimore, 10 a.m. Yeah, out. Okay. That's the itinerary. These are your ports of call. So this is what's posted in EV2. Where are we going? Boom. Okay. So 3 opportunities, because the Bahamas is multiple islands. Okay. Flex points. Let's assign our flex points. Flex points are points that you as the agent get to play around with. You get to exchange them in and give something, make your group cruise special, right? I downloaded it to tell you what it is. You can download it and it tells you like what it buys. Like if you have 5 flex points, you can send a bottle of champagne and chocolates to each cruise. You know, if you whatever, you can exchange all the stuff. I think I didn't have enough flex points. I'm gonna go increase it. Because I just realized that go back here, here we go. All right, so bear with me. Stateroom, here we go. So I want to go assign my flex points, modify booking, right? Yes. If I click on modify booking, it brings up another list. I'm going to click on modify amenities. You have up until a certain date to assign your flex points. Otherwise, you lose it, right? So assign it immediately so you don't like miss that deadline. It tells you the deadline on the last screen. So I have 4, right? So depending on what I want, you can cash it in for extra commission. You can cash it in for things for your clients, right? So these are the ones that 4 can buy me, you know. I can give them bathrobes that they can take home. I can give them photographs. I can give them red wine, white wine, all this stuff, right? Let's see what, 4, damn, I just missed it. So 4 flex points can give me $50, nope, I don't want that bonus commission. OBC, $75 on board credit. Yes. So here's, I like to give personally onboard credit because I like, people love when they get something back, right? So I take my flex points and I see how much I can give, or I can give, you know, maybe a $50 onboard credit and a bottle of champagne, but that applies to each cabin in this group. It's beautiful, right? So now when I advertise it, you know, Thanksgiving cruise to the Bahamas, no passports needed, bonus, get only $25 to book and get $50 onboard credit and a bottle of champagne. You know, like who else's cruise is this glorious? Mine. Okay, so it's just more advertising. So you can assign it. Chocolate too, champagne and chocolate. Maybe I can do $50 OBC and champagne and chocolates. What do y'all think? Or should I just go ahead and do $75? What y'all want?
$75. I don't
Oh.
drink, so I hate when you give me champagne I can't use or I have to give away.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right. Fine. So I'll give $75. So what I do is I go type the number of, oh no, quantity 1. Okay. See that? I want 1 for each one that I buy. It's 4 points. So if I type 1, it's telling me, okay, it's going to use up all 4 points. Save and continue. Boom. So here's, now it's added to my request. Now each cabin will get a $75 onboard credit. It's good towards stuff on the ship. I mean, you'll find reasons to use it because drinks don't come with this. So you can buy drinks, you can buy, you know, stuff with this. Okay. Question, I'm stopping. I'm going slowly because I want you following? Ask me questions. This stuff is fun. Cruises are fun and lucrative.
So quick question. So
Yeah.
that $75 will go to if you sell all 12 of those cabins, all 12 of those cabins will come with that $75 credit. Okay.
Yep, every single cabin sold under this group booking, each of them get the same thing. That's correct.
Perfect.
So when they check in or sign in or whatever, their sign and sale card, anyway, they'll have $75 to spend. They have to spend it on the ship. And there are some caveats, like they can't spend it on gratuity. There's some things you can buy with it, but like Wi-Fi, you know, that kind of stuff. Guidelines. All right, so that's it. So this is my, I'm ready to post, but I'm going to show you what it will cost. So I get, so this price that you see here, there we go, stateroom request. This price here is for double occupancy, right? But different rooms sleep different number of people, and you won't know this until you go into your Carnival. Oh, there's a shortcut to this. I'll show you real quick. But if you go into the Carnival, your Carnival site, and go to the ship, you can. Which one was this again? Legacy. No, who was this? What ship? Legend. You can look at each ship and get like the write up. You know, get things that you need, what's in it, what kind of restaurants are in it, and so forth, and what different rooms sleep. Right. But I have a shortcut, so do that. Definitely do that. Get pictures. But let's go back. My shortcut. When you post this, someone's going to say, okay, what's it for a family of 4? Because the balcony can sleep 4. The ocean view can sleep 4. Ocean view, I can actually sleep. I haven't been on this particular, I have been on the ship actually. Hold on a second. So this is how you get the price for 4, because this price is only giving you if it were 2. It gets cheaper if more people obviously occupy the room, okay? Hold that thought for a second. I want to give you a little tip, but when you start posting, I can help you. You know how I had to collect, so the minimum the agent needs to collect by May 10th is $25 a person. For the number of cabins I have is $600. And sometimes you may not start selling this ship, like people may not start booking it until, let's say, June 1st, okay? And I don't want to lose out on this pricing that I secured so early in the year. So what you want to do, you need to just get the $600 come hell or high water, right? So what some agents do is bump up this price so they can get to this number quickly. So I'm not going to advertise this as book my cruise for $25 a person. Maybe I'll advertise it for book my cruise for $50 a person, so I can get to this number quicker, right? Or some agents just put down their own money. I'm not a fan of using my money for anything, actually. But Carnival needs in this wallet, this bucket, $600 by May 10th in order to let you hold on to this group and do what you want with it until August 22nd. You just got to collect all this money. You got to collect all the money. Hold on. All the money by all these monies by August 22nd, however you do it. Some people may book all at once. They'd be like, the kids don't get out to June 16th. I can't even think about Thanksgiving until school is over. June 17th. Okay, let's start planning Thanksgiving. But I secured pricing 4 months ago, so it's cheaper than if I were to try to do this group today. Does that make sense? So agents will go at the top of the year and like grab a bunch of groups and hold on to them and put their money down. I don't recommend you put your money down, but just get your money, get the math up so you can get this. Be mindful of your initial deposit deadline and chase that. Okay, if you want to do $25 a person, so long as you get that many people, fine. Okay, that much money, cool. Ask questions about this if you must.
Do you ever advertise like I only have a certain amount available to kind of help people along? Yeah. Kind of like, oh, let me get this before it sells out.
Yeah.
You know, that FOMO
2
thing?
more cabins left. Oh, absolutely. That's that works. That's
okay.
Tried and true, totally works. I'm not a fan of being like 2 car salesman Z, but every now and then I will. I just don't, it's a crying wolf. You can't overuse that feature, because then it's like, oh, she always has last minute shit. They're always about to fill up. And then when they ask you later, like, oh yeah, it's still open, we have 8. You lied.
True.
Hang on. I need to turn the heat up in my house. I'm freezing. Okay. So bear with me. I'm just really, really cold. And I know, yeah, it's 65 degrees. My husband is always doing some shit. Sit down. Okay. All right. So so let's say Alexis says, I'm interested in the ocean view. I know you said the price, I posted the price per person if it were double occupancy right here. I know you said the price is $666 a person. What if there are 4 of us? Okay, Alexis, hold on. So what you do is you're on this group booking display screen to get the price per person. If there are more than double, you're going to go to, and this doesn't even include to get the actual price, you actually need to go beyond the screen, because this does not include taxes and fees, port fees, and gratuities, which are mandatory. You really want to get, I'm not a fan of like teaser prices. Give me what it costs me so I can budget, okay? So you want to click on birth guests. You should be writing this part down. Birth guest is actually how you go add people to a cabin. But I'm going to use this to simulate the price and get out of it because I'm not actually adding anybody. It's kind of like anything really that we do. You got to go to the end to get the price. So go to birth guests. It's exciting. I love it. See if I remember how to do this. When you take training, it's gonna teach you about this. So there are a bunch of rates here, a bunch of really interesting rates here. Okay. The group rate I created is EV, Extra Vacations, Be More for Baltimore, Turkey, Thanksgiving. Okay. I'm going to stick to my group rate, but depending on how early it is, you might actually get a cheaper group rate, but that group rate is not honorable beyond a certain time. And I want people who booked group cruises to chime in on the danger of booking outside of your rate code, because I cannot remember. Okay. So if you notice, for example, my balcony, if you use my group rate today is $816 a person, double occupancy. But notice there's a happy birthday to us early super saver that is it's a little cheaper, $746 a person. Select, yeah, that's the cheapest, right? So Shamoon, would you book into this early saver, and does it go into my group allotment, or does it take it out of my group allotment? That's the part I can't remember.
I can't remember. We haven't done this so long, but I think it takes you out and you mess your group up.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. All right, because there's been,
All right.
groups have been down for so long. So cruises. So, I'll get the answer from Kristen or BDM. Can you book another rate code and stay within your allotment?
Wouldn't that
Go ahead.
that'd be awesome?
Yeah, I'm gonna
That'd be
get.
awesome.
I'll ask her because I feel like I've done this, but it's been 2 years since I did a cruise because of COVID. So what you're gonna do now is simulate pricing. The person asked me if 4 of them were going, so I'm gonna click 4 instead of 2. Hey, it's even better if I know that they're a senior or they're military because it's gonna be even cheaper, right? But if they've cruised with Carnival before, they have something called a VIFP number. That's going to make it even cheaper. So I'll ask them, sure, I'm happy to give you the price before. Hey, have you ever cruised before? No, it's our first time. Awesome. You'll love it. Give me a minute. I come back with a number. Oh, yeah. I used to, me and my mom. Oh, really? Did you like it? Which cruise line was it? I think it was Carnival. Oh, that's awesome. So that's great. Do you, great. I go here, I put in their state of residence. I look it up because I'll bring up their profile. They don't know their VIFP number. That's okay. I'll put myself actually. I'll say, was Tarver your last name when you cruised? Oh no, that was before I got married. It was Tarver. Like, great. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad you had fun. My first cruise is when I was 17. My mom took us and did it. Meanwhile, I'm just pulling this shit up, right? Just talking shit. You can look anyone up here. Bam. The first time I cruised, I was a mister. Imagine that. My mother took us on a cruise after my father died. So this is my maiden name. Boom. Here's my VIFP number. That's what I need. Okay. That's it. That's all I need. Add it. Because if you add it, whatever additional benefits there are for hold on a second. Some kid with the same uniform as my kids just walked by the window, and I'm wondering, do they have a half day today and I didn't know? That would suck as a parent. Shit. Hold on a second. Babe, does NFA have a half day today? I don't know. Some kid with an NFA uniform just walked by and a bus. Can you get out of my shot and look on the NFA calendar and let me know? Thanks. Okay. So I applied filters. So you have to click apply filters. So it gives us the price for 4 people. Did I pick balcony? Oh, it's all the rooms, okay? And with that Carnival number, okay? So for this group, for them to stay in an ocean view, it's only $593 a person on an average. See how it gets cheaper? Because 4 people sharing a room is cheaper than whatever, right? But you want to click on it so you get all the fees. So I'm going to click on this ocean view. That's what they're interested in. Continue. So this is how I get the prices, okay? And this will be important in the next thing I say. You want to do a quick quote. So it pulled up 6A because that's, in some situations, I may have picked different categories of ocean views or different categories of interior. So it's bringing up all the categories under my rate code. I only picked one. But if there were 2 or 3, it's going to say for this one that's higher up, it's $593. For this one that's lower, $575. But I only have one. Click quick quote so you can get the full price, okay? So here's how to read this. So guests 1, 2, 3, and 4, it gets cheaper with the number of guests, okay? I'm gonna give them the price if everything were included, including gratuities, because I need you to not be surprised. Add gratuities, boom. I'm gonna add insurance because what? In this day and age, you better not be selling anything without automatically adding insurance and let them tell you they don't want it. Because I don't need that drama. I don't want to do all this work and then be doing all the work to cancel it and the commission is not protected. No, thank you. I'm adding insurance for everybody, okay? And I'm gonna quote it as such, okay? So you're looking at the cruise rate, everything, Carnival protection, which is amazing, gratuities, which is necessary, tax fees and port expenses, which are mandatory. The fee for cruising, wait for it, for this family of 4 in an ocean view room, $25 a person down. So 100 is only all they need to book it is $37.41. Easy for 7 days, going to 3 islands in the Bahamas, all inclusive. You can't get this price. Think about your land all inclusive for 4 people. You can't get this price all inclusive for 4 people for 7 days over Thanksgiving in any resort. Like that's just not possible. So this is your leg up, right? For your price conscious person, convince them to go on a cruise. Ready for the amount you're about to make? Once I find it. Bam! 312. Yay! Per person or per cabin. This is one cabin, okay? But you can sell 4 ocean view cabins or more. And then 4 more balconies, it'll be even more. And then 4 more interiors or more. And then like, but the write-up is one time and all I have to do is click quick quote. So what I would do so what we do is no have to, thank you, babe, is in order for you not to have to log in, you may not be by a computer the next time somebody asks, how much for 5 people, right? So what I would do, so let's get out of this. Let's go back, show you, we're gonna create a table. What if someone asked how much for 5 people? Let's do 5 people, apply. This doesn't rock, this doesn't rock. Notice that means if I can't get a price for 5 people, that means no suites on this small, beautiful ship sleep 5 people. You're just gonna have to split it up into 2 cabins, okay? If I do 3 people, it gives me the price for 3 people interior. Oh, 3 people interior, 3 ocean, 3 balcony. So it maxes out at each cabin sleeps 4. See it? Interior came in, ocean view came in. So if I were you, this is the laborious part, but if you do it one time, you're good. Go do your pricing, quick quote for single person in an interior ocean view balcony, all prices, put it in a table. 2 people in an interior ocean view balcony, 3 and 4. Once you do it, all you have to do is pull up a, oh shit, hold on a second. Bear with me, y'all. Oh, I need to close all these chats. All you have to do is go pull up your table and recite the numbers, okay? So, price sheet maybe. So what we do is when we make our posts in the group for review, underneath in the in the comment section, we put a price sheet, okay? So you go back and you simulate pricing for all of them, Ocean View for 1, Ocean View for 2, Ocean View for 3, because you'll reference, trust me, this will save you so much time. So this is the most laborious part of it, and that's it, you're done. So all you're doing is selling. So for this Cuba cruise I had a couple years ago, interior, sleeping 2, sleeping 3, I should have done 1. Very few times do you get a 1, but I did sleeping 2, 3, 4, and 5 because it maxed out at 5. Ocean View, sleeping 2, 3, 4, and 5. Balcony, whatever it takes. Okay. Let's see if I can find another one that's laid out a little differently. So Emily did her cruise. Oh yeah, no, this is one. No, let's do Danielle. We always ask for a price sheet. Of course, it's not coming up. Come on, man. Disney. No, this is not a group. Danielle. Hold tight. Not everybody sells a group. They just sell one-off cruises. So I'm looking for a group with the price sheet. That's basically what it looks like. Put it somewhere. Put it. It's for your own reference, but we make it. What you don't want to do is take 3 days to get back to them because you're like, oh, I'm nowhere near a computer to write all this stuff down. I'll be right back. They're gonna go buy it. Like, somebody's gonna get to it. Get to them. While I'm looking for this, let's see. Price sheet. I'm looking for a price sheet. Oh, there it is. So Sherry included her price. Ooh, that hurts. I do a Google. I like to do a Google spreadsheet. It's easier. So she did her cruise price sheet, okay, with insurance, without insurance. If the interior is occupied by 1 person, boom. Occupied by 2, boom. Do this for yourself in the comment section of your post in the mentoring group. Don't put it out there. So when a person comments, hey, so I'll go back to my cruise that sold a lot of people. And since then, all my group cruises have been selling a lot of people because I got the math down. When they ask me, I'm interested in balcony, do you have, can I get the price for 2 adults and 2 kids? Whatever, I'll be right back. I go back to my price sheet. Yes, it's $740 a person, $25 down, easy. I can answer very quickly, okay? So let's do it again. So it's cruise sheet Turks, and I'll end here because we'll do the second group later. So people would ask questions like, interested, which cruise line? Interested. Many people were interested. And then in the group, you know, interior for 2 people, got you. I come back here, I look at interior, I find it, 2 people, boom, I quote them this. And I say, that's actually all inclusive. I mean, it includes your port fees, your taxes, your gratuities, and, you know, all your food, you know, all that stuff. That's it. It includes all that stuff. So would you like to book it for just $25 a person or $39 a person? You know, in this case, we took the $25 a person and made it 38. I did some math. I'm like, if I only get 4 people to book, I'll meet my minimum in 4 weeks. Easy. Okay. So that is setting up the group cruise part 1. It's a lot, but if you go CCL, create an affinity group cruise block, cancel it if you're not planning to sell it, and simulate this. Create a booking, okay, and simulate this. You'll learn it as you click, okay? The most important feature here was going into my group. It always restarts. Now you have to look it back up. It's bullshit. You can, once you create it, you can actually look it up. So go to Navigator. I don't actually want to be a Navigator. Go under booking. Manage. Now you're going to manage group bookings, and you're going to pull it up by group number. This is the difficult part. If you did not document this stuff before, it's hard to pull up. You'll be searching forever. Okay, that's why I say go take a screenshot, print it, save it of what you just created. V51, VP3, easy, okay? V51, VP3. It pulls me right up and I can continue to work, okay? This is your money maker right here. If you click on birth guests and go simulate the pricing, your quick quote for each type of unit, each type of cabin, and the different numbers of people in each cabin, you'll have a spreadsheet. Boom, everything is money from there on, okay? It saves it, and you got until this date, go to guidelines, you got until this date to meet the minimum, or you better start dropping allotments. How do I drop allotments? Go to modify booking, decrease request, just don't go below 8, okay? Meet your minimum. So on May 9th, what I do is whatever I have like met, usually 8 or 9, I go ahead and I drop, because I picked it up at a cheap price. It's easier to drop than pick up. So one of the worst and best things that's ever happened to me is I post 12, right? And 30 people book. Shit, I start picking up cabins, but it's not at that rate. So I just let them know, hey, for you guys it'd be you know, so gauge it. If it's like money is coming versus no, I'd rather say I'm sold out. I'd rather just say I'm sold out. Okay. There's some chat requests here. You're breaking up. Oh man, am I back in?
Yeah, that was from earlier.
Okay, so this is it for part 1. I would like to get your honest take. Ask me questions.
I love it. I don't really have a question. I love it. I feel like this seems so much simpler. Like, you know that the ship is gonna be good. You know that as opposed to, you know, I just came back from DR and I kind of did not like the resort. It was a beautiful grounds, but just other type of complaints. This is straightforward.
Yeah, totally. This is easy. It's easy money. I'm not gonna lie. It's just, and people have been itching because cruising hasn't happened really for 2 years. They've been itching to go back. So some of the things you'll learn will be like just the specific COVID protocols for different ships, and that's something you just look up on Carnival. Go CCL as you're booking it, as you're putting together your package. You know, so you got to put the package out. So there are group cruise templates all over. In EV2, you can go copy the latest one, copy some mentoring group, and you just replace like anything else. You plug and play. Okay. So yeah, templates all over. So ask if there's no template in the mentoring group. Do cruise the latest cruise in the mentoring group, because it'll likely have the latest COVID protocols. If not, just ask. Really, start somewhere. Pictures are fun. You know, what draws people, like, hold your spot for only $38. Oh my God, what? Yes, I'll take it. If I don't end up going, all I lost was $38 a person. Worth it, you know? So you'll book it out. And then like, so the more time you have between now and sale date, the more flexible those booking terms and cancellations and all that stuff. And then insurance absolutely makes it possible to cancel and get your money back. So I recommend you do this. I'll run the second part of this. You can do this before the second part. It'll be how to really birth. So, you know, how to actually add a client, and then what to do, what that looks like, you know. So we'll go from this screen, and let's say we're booking a ocean view for 2 people in our rate code. You know, we'll just select it and continue, and the rest will be like picking the cabin number. You know, this is what the ship looks like. This is the front of the ship. This is the back. Do you want bottom floor, top floor? Do you want middle? All this stuff, right? We can read about what that means. Once you pick it, I'm literally money in there. What do you do with the money? How do you transfer the money from the general bucket into their cabin? So we'll learn that. Okay, we'll learn how to assign money. But in the meantime, go set up, go CCL, and begin the training. You don't need to finish to do this, but begin it. You know, it's about 10 hours long. It's like Disney. Totally worth it though. Totally worth it. And you get a free cruise. I think they still, Shamoon, do they still do a free cruise after you finish training?
I haven't paid attention, but they've had like stupid prices for travel agents recently.
Yeah, $10 a cabin. Yeah, their agent
Yeah,
rates are.
I mean like $25 for a
Great.
3-day cruise. I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah, it's you should cruise. You can do a 3-day cruise to nowhere. It's finish the training, start it, and also I implore you to make. So I'm gonna just own this one. Please don't. I mean, you can if you want to, but I'm gonna go ahead and post this because it's too good. It's beautiful. But I'll share my my number, my login number. So if you want to, I mean, my reservation number if you want to also book into this. But you can do a Carnival cruising for Thanksgiving if you want out of anywhere, right? It's not just going to be Legend and, you know, out of Baltimore. So I implore you, go do some summer cruises. Just be mindful of the date because it's already March. So if it's June, all of it will be due pretty much like any day now. But if you do later into the year, they have some leeway to spread out payments. I haven't even, and then part 3, we'll get into man, such good stuff. We'll get into how to finance this with Uplift for 24 months. Just beautiful. All
Do you
right.
recommend, I have a quick question. Do you recommend for people who have never cruised or booked any cruises, like group cruises, that we jump into someone else in EV2 who's doing a cruise, you know, talk to someone, hey, can I try to book one of your cabins? Or do you think it's better to just go ahead and do your own group?
I mean, the difference between booking into someone else's group and booking into your own group is the commission. If they say yes, the commission goes to them, not you. I mean, and then, you know, you share. I recommend starting your own group because part of this is learning. You know, you learn by doing. Booking into someone's group has more to do with you have a client who wants to go on a cruise, and it's like one client, you're like, shit, I can't fill all 8, but I want to get this pricing. So Carrie Ann, can I just jump in real quick? You're not gonna learn what you're trying to learn by just not doing the entire process. The goal is for you to do this. Yeah, create your own group, and you know, it can be into next year, whatever. But you know, we'll help you. What I do recommend, if you not necessarily recommend, but what's not bad is to partner up with someone, but you don't really need to. You know, you just got to have time. It's laborious to set up because you got to do all the pricing, but that once you're done, that's it, you know, and then the rest you birth people as they come in. You know, partnering up with someone requires that you kind of all be on the same page. You know, if you don't split the work equitably, somebody's like, oh, but I made it, you know, I did all this, and now you're trying to get half the.
Yeah, someone will feel some type of way. I get it.
I did partner up with someone, but we had a very, very good understanding. She was also an admin who worked for me, so you can't screw me over. I'm just firing you. It's easy. I had to let go. So yeah, people don't in this group don't do that. Like not keep their word. So that's not an issue. Damn.
You mentioned that they have cheap travel agent rates right now, or just in general. How do we find those? Oh, she's frozen.
You just go in, and if you go to book one, you have to pull the interline rate, and it'll tell you what it is for that cruise.
So there'll be something that says interline rate, you said?
Yeah, that's travel agent rates.
Okay. Thanks.
Can you bring someone with you that has never, or can you bring someone with you and that person